Hey everyone, welcome to Buzzing About Romance Happy Hour Edition. I am Becky, and I am super excited to be joined this evening by author Jenna Lockwood. Welcome to Happy Hour, Jenna.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm
Of
so excited.
course, we're excited to have you here. Uh, so tonight we are celebrating Fate in Fiction. This is book 3 in the Sibling of Heirs series. It is available in Kindle Unlimited, correct?
Correct.
So you can grab those out of Kindle Unlimited if you subscribe. If not, you just have to buy it, guys. Rules of the night, you can ask all the questions in the chat. We'll do our best to answer them. In the description of the video are links to all the places to connect with Jenna. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe. And at the end of the night, one lucky person is going to win something from Jenna and I. We don't know what, right?
Ah,
Are
it's a
you?
swag bag.
Oh, it's a swag pack?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure what you were doing. So,
Oh, sorry.
no, that's okay. That's okay. It's on me too. And I have some swag too that we can send out to somebody. Because I have a thing for swag. That was kind of one of the best parts of starting a podcast. I got to order swag, and I'm
Nice.
obsessed.
Yeah, I love it. The bookmarks, the stickers, the little like trinkets,
Yeah.
all of it.
Magnets. I have all these like book cover magnets all over my kitchen. I love them. My children don't love them, but I love them.
Yeah.
So let's get things kicked off in our traditional buzzing about romance way. Are you drinking anything special tonight?
Um, just water.
Just water. That's a
10
fancy
p.m.
mug.
where I am. Yeah.
Um, I just grabbed, I'm obsessed with these light sky blue moons. They are just, I don't know, they're really light, easy beer to drink. Um, and they actually go great in the pool. And that's where I was earlier before I hopped on here. We,
Nice.
I was like, can we get in the pool? Oh, we have like the $87 pool from Menards. Like, we are not fancy people.
Okay.
Don't don't think we're fancy. We are not fancy. Actually, it's funny. I had shared pictures of our backyard little blow up pool, and another author saw it, and she ordered one off Amazon. She's like, best $87 I've ever spent. I'm like, it
I'm
really
gonna have to
is.
check that out then.
It it's fantastic. Actually, it's hot this summer.
Yeah. It's been raining here for like 2 weeks straight though. So
So you're in British Columbia, Vancouver?
no, I am in New Brunswick.
Oh, New Brunswick.
So yeah, an hour ahead and past New York,
Okay. Okay, so
the
you
very end of Canada.
yeah. So then have you had fires?
Uh, there was one close to the border of Maine,
Okay.
but we haven't really been affected by anything.
Oh, lucky you. I feel bad. My heart breaks for all the people in Canada that have got like the wildfire fires and all that kind of stuff. We've been getting the smoke in Ohio that's coming
Okay.
down.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so let's get to know you a little bit. So as I said, you're a Canadian author,
Yes.
which makes it all
I
the more
grew up in the States, but
okay. So
yeah,
you're transplant back over to Canada.
yeah, I came back.
You came back. Because you actually, and we'll get to it when we talk about the book a little bit, but you write Aspen, Colorado so very well.
Oh, thank you.
I was like, I really thought you were going to tell me that you were like, Western states. That's why I put you in Vancouver.
No, I grew up in California.
Okay.
So the first two books take place in San Francisco. So it was nostalgia for me.
Okay. Fun.
And I've always been obsessed with Aspen and like
Well,
little small mountain towns. So
yeah, I can see that. So let's get to know you a little bit. Why romance?
I've always gravitated towards it. Like even as a child, I loved, like the princesses and the love story. Um, and I used to write little love songs and poems as a child. And so it's called always just kind of been like in me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I just love the journey of love and just the emotion that it evokes.
Yeah. So you're a little bit younger than I am, but did you have any of the YA series that were like romance light? And then do you remember what was your first kind of adult romance?
Oh. Let's see. I was reading fan fiction,
Okay.
like 12, but it wasn't what a 12-year-old should be reading.
Sure.
Um, so there was that. I liked I read a lot of Nicholas Sparks.
Okay.
So yeah. Judy Bloom.
Sure.
That was another one. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch
But
the
my
documentary, her documentary on Amazon Prime about her?
no, I haven't.
Oh,
It came out, I think. When did that come out?
a couple months
Years
ago,
ago? Couple months. Okay. No,
maybe
I've been too busy.
April, May. Highly
Okay.
recommend it. It's like an hour and a half. Yeah. I just didn't know that you could write to Judy Bloom and she would write you back.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and she has a bookstore in Key West, Florida, and I need to go to Key West, Florida now, more so than I did before.
Yeah.
Um, so and I always forget, and I think it's an age thing because I was a young adult in the 90s. Um, a lot of romance readers that are, millennials and younger, they came to romance from fan fiction.
Yeah.
So what was your fandom? That's the right word, I believe. I feel like I am 1,000 years old talking about like my mother. Do you remember what fandom you were?
Um, yeah, it was more like the
It's okay.
no, like the High School Musical.
Okay.
I actually used to have an old YouTube channel, and I would write like slideshow videos of the characters. And so it was like kind of a publishing journey without being published.
That's fantastic. One of our co-hosts we have a second podcast called Corset and Crown that does all historical romances.
Mhm.
And one of our hosts over there, Lady Sadie, she was part of the Harry Potter Hermione fan fiction fandom.
Oh, yeah.
And like she goes on, and I'm like, this was a whole thing.
Apparently, yeah.
I did not know. I mean, I think it's just because I'm old. I don't know. Do you have a favorite trope to read or to write?
I to write, I find I have a tad bit of friends with benefits in every book. I don't know why, but it just always pulls to that. Um, and yeah, forced proximity, the tension.
Yeah.
Love writing that, like the whole build up to everything. But for reading, it's definitely like hands down enemies to lovers, forbidden. I am just obsessed with that.
I like a good forbidden. Enemies to lovers, I think, is one of those that I struggle with a little bit because sometimes we don't always get. It feels like the switch happens so quickly from, oh my God, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. We've had sex and oh my God, I love you. Like it just feels like it's a flip of a switch. It's not my favorite, but today we were talking about your book in our Discord and I said, it's fake relationship and somebody piped up and they're like, okay, yes please, because we all love a fake relationship.
Yeah, of
um
course.
so but I think friends with benefit, I think that's very interesting because if you had asked me before I would have told you I think friends with benefit is an older person's trope, and I don't older I mean somebody that's like older millennial or Gen X. um
Mhm.
because I find that a lot of like my girl child, so she's younger obviously, um she wants like really big true connections before anything is happening. um Versus I think Gen Xers were like, oh yeah, we'll hop into bed together, why not?
I guess.
I think it's I just think it's interesting because I love a friends with benefits. Give it to
Mhm.
me, all of them, because it always leads to such great tension.
Yeah. And then you see the development of where each character is just like fighting it because they don't want to admit that they feel something.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. They don't want to admit that they feel something. And they're also like, wait, trying to gauge if the other person is at the same place they are.
And it's just like this whole buildup of who's going to break first.
Yeah.
I love
Uh,
it.
so, do you have a favorite type of hero?
Uh, yeah. I love like the alpha male, the dirty talking.
Yeah.
just like the possessive, like touch her and bye-bye.
Yeah,
I
die
don't know
type
if that
vibes. Yeah,
sounds,
no, you could say, yeah, sure, we're fine
yeah,
with that.
but that I love it.
I,
And
go ahead.
yeah, just like when you have the female and she's so like she's the only one who he'll bend for.
Yeah.
I love that.
Anything for her kind of touch her and die vibes. I love that kind of stuff, and possessive alpha heroes are totally my jam. In this book, Susie's asking how many will be in the Sibling of Heir series.
So there are 3 books. So the series is complete, but going back to the enemies to lovers thing, um, I am in the works of a spin-off novella of a small side character that everyone has been obsessed with.
The best friend, right? Her best friend? Or no.
It's more for the two, like Never Till Now and Blurry Little Lines
Okay.
for the first 2 books.
Okay.
But yeah, the best friend, there is something in the works.
Okay. Because I was like, wait, her best friend was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, that I'm branching off into a new series.
Okay.
Your YouTube is getting this a week early.
Well,
So
okay. We like the tea, spill all the tea. So,
yeah,
so before we get into that, how many books have you written at this point or published at this point? Because I'm sure there's some under the bed that no one's ever going to see the light of day.
so many.
That's fine. How
Yeah.
many books have you written and published at this moment?
I have just published my 3rd.
Okay.
So I published book number 1 September of last year. So I'll have 3 out my first year.
That's so exciting. I mean, congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you. It's been
Uh,
a lot of late nights.
well, sure, because, you have to do certain grown-up things during the day and then write when you can.
Exactly.
Um, so do you have a favorite part that you like writing in your books? Like, do you really love the banter or the plot or creating and building the characters?
Oh, I love the character building at the beginning because in a way it's like creating a child.
Right.
Not that aspect. But you're choosing the name and then yeah, just
How do
all of
you
the
come up with names for your characters? Because this is always fascinating to me.
they tell me.
They tell you their names.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be driving and a name will pop in my head before a story. And then I'm like, oh goodness, okay, what does this person want? And I just like get this whole mental download of this person based on a name.
That's so
It's crazy.
fascinating. I think it's fascinating. My mind doesn't work like that. So I'm always intrigued, and it always cracks me up when authors will be like, oh, I go to the baby name websites and just start scrolling through till something.
Sometimes, yeah. So for side characters, I find I do that. But like as for the main characters, it just I don't know, they come to me. And
Uh,
it's frustrating, especially if I don't have a full story for them or I'm working on something else and
I was going to say that's probably the worst part is if you're in the midst of something else and you're like, wait, you have to wait. I can't write your story right now.
yeah, I'll write your name down. Get in line.
Listen, I'm going to put your name in the hat. You're just going to have to
Yeah,
let it sit there for a minute.
yeah. But I love writing the banter too.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of just the back and forth and the sassiness.
I could read dialogue all day long. I love good, witty, thought out dialogue. And this book absolutely has that in it. So
Yeah.
it's fun. I think it's just fun to read. It makes the story move fast, gives you insight. I think, like speech and writing patterns and stuff like that. It gives you insight to characters without shoving it in your face. Like, here is this character.
Yeah. It's also a slow burn too, which I tend not to read many slow burns
Yeah.
just because I'm impatient. But writing this, I was just like, okay, I need something to keep people turning the page and my entertainment as well.
Um,
So like I need the tension and the banter
They had a spicy near kiss, is what I would call it.
Yeah,
It's because it's not a kiss, but it was an almost, and it's spicy.
the tension was there.
It absolutely was. Um, so Fate and Fiction is out now. It reads absolutely as a standalone. I read it as a standalone. Um, so, if you guys want to start here, you can, but there's just two books previous in the series, so make sure you can go back and check those out. What was your inspiration for this story? Because this is a very interesting kind of setup for this story. And we will not spoil the book for everybody because we want them to go read it. Um,
Exactly.
but tell us a little bit. So your setting is Aspen.
It is. The inspiration for this was it wasn't planned. I intentionally like wanted all three books in San Francisco. But the way something happens in Never Till Now and we pivot to Aspen. Again, it was kind of one of those things where I was just typing and something came over me and it was just like, okay, we're moving to Aspen. I also spent some time in a little mountain town and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
So,
and I think Aspen is one of those small town, big town feels because of how much tourism comes into it. So it's easy to bring in and have strangers, but you still have the locals. So you get that small town vibe.
yeah. And you still have the wealth there. So
Yeah,
I could, it's easy for a billionaire to
right.
hang out around there.
Right. It makes sense. A billionaire hanging out in the middle of no man's land, Texas, maybe not as much sense.
Not as believable either.
So our characters in this book are Emmett and Josie. And this was interesting because they're from equally wealthy families.
Yeah. Um, Josie is the mayor's daughter with a long line of politics. And she's sassy, but her parents definitely want her to be more formal and high society with the elites.
Her parents like needed the stick removed from their butts. I
Yeah.
mean, and it's intriguing between the two of them because basically Josie is being pressured, family pressures to stop goofing off, playing around, settle down, continue her legacy like she's supposed to.
Like in a way, just groomed to be who she doesn't want to be.
Yeah, and that's just not even who she is.
No.
But she can't do what her heart desires because she has the trust fund and she can't have access to it. I think hers was hers solely marriage or was there age or marriage?
It was marriage.
It was just marriage. That's what I thought. Thought hers. I'm sorry. I sometimes read too many books at the same time.
Totally get
Then
it.
you forget. Like, I knew there's a trust fund. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
Um, I would absolutely say that Josie is like she has such tenacity, and she's a little bit of a spitfire herself. Like, she's not backing down from an argument.
No, she's hilarious. She was so much fun to write. There's a lot of me in her as well.
Uh huh.
So that was fun.
How fun. I
Yeah.
really I enjoyed her when she's on the page. She is captivating. She keeps your attention, and I just really liked her tons. And then let's see here. Oh, Susie asks, "Do you have to read these books in order?" Susie, I did not. I just started with this book, and I wasn't lost at all. So I don't think they have to be read in order. You did a great job because I got enough of the other siblings, but it wasn't so much that I was like. Did I miss something?
You're lost.
I wasn't lost. No.
It's either semi spoilers,
Yeah.
um, but
It's a romance. Everybody ends
depends
in an H
how
and A.
like picky you are. I
Right?
mean, yeah, they're
Um,
all APAs, so
everybody falls in love. It's all
yeah.
okay. So Emmett is his family has a hotel dynasty.
Yes.
And
Uh,
go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, like throughout America, he has his family has a bunch of hotels,
Yeah.
and so everyone just kind of participates in running them.
Well, and he's kind of been a bit of the wild child, the playboy. Nobody takes him seriously.
Nope.
Um, you know, he, I don't know if you could say like a billionaire is goofy but he wasn't like, he wasn't a dick. He wasn't an ass. He just was kind of like, I'm going to do this, but now some things have changed and he feels like he should put more effort out into the world.
Yeah. His upbringing also kind of had a play in that as well,
Yeah,
because a certain thing.
a certain
I don't
thing.
want to spoil the book,
Uh,
but
so in this book, that they have a fake relationship. They decide that, for him, it's to be taken seriously and, access to things for himself. So, he looks a little more stable to his family. And for Josie, she wants to get her hands on her trust fund so she can travel.
yeah, just escape it all. And
Yeah. So they come up with this plan. And
yes,
it was, anyway. And then, of course, eventually we get an HEA. The rest of it, you guys, you have to go and read the book. But I am going to ask, there was a topic in this book that I was super impressed with how you handled it. And I just want to spend a couple minutes talking about it. You deal with the
yeah,
topic of endometriosis,
I do.
and you dealt with it so sensitive and it was just fantastically done. And I think sometimes when we get into women's health issues and we get into some of the nuances that and stigmas that come with them, it can sometimes go awry, right? Like, because nobody's experience is going to be absolutely the same. Um,
Right.
but in this book, the way you handled endometriosis, it was superb. You did a phenomenal job.
Thank you. That like seriously means a lot.
Oh,
I was so nervous to write that and go about it just because everyone's journey is different.
hmm,
I deal with it, um, not to the extremist extent that Josie did,
right.
but there's still like the same like fears and you know
Yeah.
everything that kind of goes along with it.
Yeah, we had a
So
young family member that they had it and, tons of surgeries and removals and all that kind of stuff. And, we just witness it from afar. And, but the things that Josie's dealing with and the topics and the feelings that come with it, it felt so authentic and was so well done. And I just felt like it was something that it should be noted how fantastic that
thank
was.
you.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that.
Um, you're welcome. Thanks for writing a great book.
You're welcome.
Um, okay, so tell me a little bit. You're spinning off to some new series. Do you think you'll kind of stay into? Well, okay, but wait. Your first two books were in San Francisco. This is Aspen. They're not really small town. So do you see yourself kind of moving more towards the small town writing, or you love the big city feels?
I adore small town. I mean, I do like billionaire as well,
Right.
but my next series will definitely be like small town.
Okay.
Everyone knows everybody. You can't do anything without someone knowing. And it's just going to be all like hopefully just a warm hug
Yeah.
for those who read it. Of course, there'll be emotional topics because every one of my books tends to just deal with like a mental health issue or, endometriosis,
Yeah.
a topic like that. And it's just the journey of healing for the character.
Yeah.
So
When you sit down, so are you plotting out the whole series or are you just going book as it speaks to you by book? How does your process kind of work for you a little bit?
I try to stay in order, but oh my goodness, right now, book three, what's supposed to be book three, is coming like so strong in this new series. And I'm trying to like acknowledge it, take notes, but like get my next book done. But I do have the characters.
Yeah.
So I know like who each couple is for each book.
Yeah.
And I don't 100% have storylines right now to plot them all out, but it's like I feel like as I write, it comes to me.
That's, yeah, I get that. I mean, sounds like you're a little bit of a pantser in your writing,
Controlled chaos.
controlled chaos. Yeah, that's how I would describe my life in general is controlled
Yeah.
chaos.
There's an outline, but we can waver.
Sure, sure. Book three might become book two. Um,
It might.
is there a book that's kind of like in your dreams that one day you would like to write, but you haven't? You're not sure how. Like, do you want to write like a mafia romance, or do you hope to someday write like a taboo, forbidden, ex's dad? Do you have anything like that that's a far off dream that you're like, someday I hope to get to write this kind of book?
I don't know.
Okay.
To be like honest with you.
Well, you're kind of new into your journey, so like, all
I
bets are off. I mean, honestly, you're a new author, a baby author. You can take this any way you want to take this, and as far
oh,
and as,
exactly.
you know, you get to do what you want to do. You're defining your own space.
Right now my mind has just like been so hyper focused on the next, like I have 9 books planned out right now. So right now, like my mind is just like banging them off as
Yeah,
much as I can. So
that's
I don't know. I
fantastic.
think if my books just like touch people or they feel seen,
Yeah,
it's kind of what I aim to continue. So
I
as
think
far as taboo, I don't know like how taboo I could get. I have no idea. So you'll just have to stay tuned.
I was gonna say you just have to keep following along, and the book world is kind of out there for you to do as you want and define your path, which I think is fantastic.
I like dark romance, but I don't know if I could write it.
I'm currently in my dark era, so much so that it like evolved into a daddy era, and now I'm back into my dark era. And I think everybody's kind of done with all of my like mafia book. Read something happy. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I guess I could do that. Um, okay, so do you have like a big author goal for yourself?
Big author goal.
Do you have a vision board? Did you
I
make it? You don't have to tell us, but do you have a vision board that you made, like with your goals on it? Like for
do.
good for
I have a
you.
vision board and I always keep it up. It's on my computer. So,
Good for you.
yeah.
I think that's fantastic. Oh,
Um, I mean, one of them is obviously, have your books picked up as a show or movie. That would
yes.
also be amazing. So that's like my pinnacle, like huge,
Right? You
huge
never
goal.
know though. I mean, like it happens just
Yeah.
randomly. So, um okay, so we're going to get to know you a little bit. I'm going to ask you some would you rather questions.
Oh
Okay?
goodness. Okay.
And these are at random. If anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat and we will get to them. Would you rather know the history of every object you touch or be able to talk to animals?
I'll be able to talk to animals.
I do.
Hands down.
I do talk to my animals, and I'm fairly certain they answer me back because
Yep. I used to have a cat that would say like out
that's
whenever she wanted out. Clear as day. Out.
fantastic. Now I just make up what my dogs say. We have like conversations every day. Um, you talk to your characters. I talk to my dogs.
Yeah. Okay. We're not crazy.
We're not at all. It's completely normal. Would you rather have to read aloud every word you read or sing everything you say out loud?
Sing everything I say out loud.
I always think, wouldn't it be great if life was like a musical? Like the music would start, there'd be a big dance scene, like
Yes.
as I'm complaining about doing the dish. Like, think about loading the dishwasher or doing the dishes. Like, how much better would it be if there was like music and song and dancing to clean up the kitchen?
Oh, exactly.
I
I
would,
mean, we were talking before this about musical theater.
yeah.
And yeah, like that was my life.
I think
to an extent, but
if you're cooking dinner and, you have to sing while you cook your dinner, I would be all on it.
yeah, I'm actually going to try that. See how it works with the kids.
Your husband's gonna be like, "What is wrong? What is happening?"
Yeah.
I can't sing, so I sound like a bullfrog in heat. So my children would just be like, "God, mom, please stop."
Okay, well, listen.
Would you rather be unable to move your body every time it rains, or not be able to stop moving when the sun is out?
Ooh, probably not be able to stop moving when the sun is out.
Yeah,
I'd feel like the Tin Man, like
with the
when he
rain.
gets up, he just rests.
Although I like a good nap, and we've had a lot of rain here this year in the last couple weeks, and there's been a couple days that it's like just lay on the couch and read books, and I do not move.
Yeah. See, I have small children though, so
Yeah,
it's entertaining them inside.
I don't have small children, but I still
Yeah.
have to entertain people. Would you rather have unlimited international first class tickets or never have to pay for food at restaurants?
Never have to pay for food.
Yeah, I think I'm
That's
with
like
you on that.
it's one of like the biggest, well, I mean, groceries now, the price of everything. But to just go out and not have to cook.
Yeah. Gretchen says she wants international first class tickets, but Gretchen flies all over the place, so she's a traveler. I'm a
Okay, well, there you
homebody.
go.
I like a road trip. Are you a road trip person or do you like to fly?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
I like a road
We do
trip.
go on a lot of road trips though. So,
Do you have a road trip snack?
yeah, the smart food, the cheddar popcorn.
Okay.
I'm
Um,
obsessed. My husband thinks it smells like feet.
it
He
does.
hates it.
When I was growing up, my mother loved to put Parmesan cheese on our popcorn, and it
Okay.
smells like dirty socks.
Yeah.
It has a very clear smell. But your road trip snack is very healthy compared to my road trip snack.
What do you have?
Um, my road trip snack, well, we have two different ones. One that I love is pretzel and cheese combos.
Okay.
As I was growing up, that was the only time we ever got combos was for road trips. So, because I'm one of four children, so
Oh,
extra
I'm one of
snacks like
five.
yeah, extra snacks like that only happened on special occasions. Um, but then where we live, we have this gas station that's called a Casey's, and they sell these peanut butter and chocolate Rice Krispie treats. They are delicious.
That sounds so good. Is it the Rice Krispie brand?
No, they are their own brand. They make them themselves and package them. They are, anyway, they're
I'm gonna have to look
delicious.
that up.
They're so good. Like the Rice Krispie is marshmallows and peanut butter, and then there's a thin layer of like semi sweet chocolate on top. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, do you have a favorite destination you like to visit?
I love Holland.
Holland?
I love Holland. Yeah, biking around Amsterdam, the countryside. I love it. It's so pretty and it's so quiet.
Okay.
I went to London and it's chaos.
It's chaos and noise.
It's
Uh,
chaos.
okay, two more would you rathers. Would you rather never be able to wear pants or never be able to wear shorts?
Hmm. I guess never be able to wear shorts.
I
I'm always cold.
are you?
Yeah.
I often don't wear pants, so give up the pants. I only have to be presentable from here up.
I'm in sweats right now.
um, would you rather be forced to eat only spicy food or only incredibly bland food?
Bland.
Bland? Are
I
you not
can't
a
do
spicy?
spice. Cannot do spice at all.
I need all the spice.
No.
Um,
Even tacos, salsa, mild.
that's fair. Okay, hey everybody, if you are still hanging out with us, give me a hey in the comments because Jenna has some swag and I have some swag and we want to gift it to one of you. Um, okay, Jenna. So Fate and Fiction is out now, and the two previous books in the series are also available now. Um, your novella is coming next. Is the no?
So my novella will be next year, early next year.
Okay.
My small town series will be coming out the end of this fall.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a release date yet, but end of November-ish. And that'll be the small town series.
Fun. Fun.
Yes.
And
And if you read Fate and Fiction, I have hinted who it's going to be about.
she has told us the things, you guys.
Yes. You'll find out next week, but it's said here first.
Everybody stay tuned and make sure you're following Jenny on her Instagram because I think that's probably where you're most active.
Yes.
Follow her on Instagram so you can be the first to know. And I'm fairly certain you have a newsletter. I think I linked a newsletter for you.
I do have a
Yeah.
newsletter. Yeah.
Make sure you sign up for your newsletter so you get all the things first, you guys. Uh,
Yes.
okay, Jenna, pick a number between 1 and 5.
4.
Okay, and that's, I'm going to say it wrong. RC, I think I said it wrong. Um, Hold on just a second. She needs to like send me a voice memo. She was one of my very first Bookstagram friends. Um,
Oh,
but
that's so sweet.
email me to Becky at bookcaseandcoffee.com so that we can get your mailing information and send you all the things.
All the swag.
All the swag. Swag from me, swag from Jenna. You are our winner. Okay, so Jenna, thank you so much for hanging out and joining me for happy hour.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Anytime, we are happy to have you. I will be back not next week, but the week after with author Mary Carr. We're talking about her latest thruple romance that she has coming out. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so you know when we're going live. Jenna, again, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Until next time, everyone, happy reading.